1L, readmission, application strategy. Number 2, bringing our most authentic self. Simply telling the truth. Telling the truth of why we were under the 2.0 cumulative GPA at the end of our 1L year. We had to anticipate, as we are strategizing and in this 2-year waiting period, putting ourselves in the law school admissions committee's shoes and reading applications. We had to anticipate and think that they are the experts at reading applications and filling candidates out, and that they have done and they have dealt with cases like us before, where students were dismissed from law school and are applying back. And we have to just keep in mind that we're not going to pull a fast one on law school admissions committee. In this case, they're the experts of reading applications and dealing with these cases before. They've seen this before. So that's the worst strategy we could deploy, of making some grand excuse up of why we're under 2.0. And even just, it's nothing worse than starting off a relationship inauthentically. Simply telling the truth of why, the shortcomings, the inefficiencies. I truly believe that every mistake is fixable when truth and good is on our side. This is just an academic mistake, misconduct. Again, it's not plagiarizing. It's not a verbal, physical altercation we had in law school. We didn't commit a crime while in law school. So I believe this particular mistake, this particular misconduct is easily forgivable, recoverable, if we just tell the truth. And I'm completely empathetic if your situation, there was an emergency with yourself or somebody else that you had to deal with and you couldn't deliver on the 1L exams. Like I said, I'm empathetic for that. But for people like me, I didn't have anything going on with me, and I didn't have to deal with nothing outside of me, no other person. This is all just me. I had to own up to it. This is why I make these videos. I made all these videos to be open about my shortcomings, my failures. That all in all, throughout this 2-year waiting period, we have to be more real, more authentic with ourselves of the why it happened. But not overjudging ourselves that it is us. Like, it's not us of why that happened. That if we can just accept that and tell that, it's going to make it so much more compelling and creative, and it's going to be more authentic versus us trying to pull this fast one and trying to come up with this excuse. They're going to sniff it out. We had to really think about that. I have younger siblings and younger cousins, and just being older now, and just remember when we were younger, where we get in trouble or somebody calls us out, it's like the first thing to do is cover it up or blame something outside of us. It wasn't me, or it was something else. And then when we ask them, we know. And they tell us, like, we know that they're lying. Like, hey, I know that you didn't do this, or I just know it. So we have to think about this with our law school admissions committee, that when we're writing our personal statement letter, talking to the law school admissions committee or administrators, that it's going to come out authentically or inauthentically of this situation. So if I say that I had this emergency, I can't really talk about that emergency because it never happened to me. So I can't really be authentic in it. However, I can be authentic that, hey, I was inefficient. I had all these shortcomings. I was unorganized, undisciplined throughout my 1L year. Yep, it got me. But hey, this is how I am taking the steps. This is how I am taking responsibility for the shortcomings. That I'm going to be a greater version of myself, and that I'm going to become more of this. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better law student. I'm going to be a better lawyer because of this academic dismissal. And not trying to blame anything outside of me. Just owning up to it. Everything. That's all my videos are all about. But you see, I'm not crying or anything like, nah, like this, it is what it is. But we keep moving. We keep responding. And I believe, if anything, more than anything else, we get accepted back in or not, Law School Admissions Committee can respect that. And that will be taken into high consideration whether we get accepted back in or not. And this is just my greater intuition and just strategies and thought processes of I am taking, like I said, I got 2 months away for the deadline to reapply for law school admissions. And this is something that I've just been thinking throughout my 2-year waiting period of just being real. And the more authentic, the more that we can just be responsible for whatever happened and the shortcomings, whatever the case may be, the issues. Again, that's where we're going to discover more of our authentic self. It's going to make more room for love and expansion of a greater version of ourselves that's going to bring that greater creativity. But if we're in deniability and trying to blame, it's not going to work. We're just going to be stuck. And I am not making these videos for you to be stuck in no shape, form, or fashion. But this is something that we can't hide. It's something that we can't avoid. Telling the truth. Being honest with yourself. And as the more honest that you are with yourself, you're going to be more honest with law school. And then the more honest you're with law school, you're going to develop an authentic relationship with law school. And they're going to be more emotionally compelled to consider what happened and why it happened. But that they're going to show, okay, he or she, all right, they're responsible, all right. But here's the steps that they're taking. And it's compelling, it's creative. So this is one of the strategies that I am using and something for you to consider. And no matter where you are in this 2-year waiting period, there's no way around this. Not going to pull a fast one on law school. Not going to pull a fast one on anybody. Just tell the truth. It's all good. It's telling you. Tell the truth. Making these videos. It's not about you making these videos. Excuse me. But I'm just here to push you, to point you to that. And once you do this, it's going to open up so much creativity. And for you to connect and persuade and influence the law school to say yes, for you to get accepted back in. Let's keep it going. You got this.